For over 2 decades, they ruled together at the pinnacle of American hip-hop. 2 men, 2 legends, 2 empires. On one side, Shawn Corey Carter, aka Jay-Z, the quiet strategist, flow master, business genius. On the other, Sean Combs, aka Diddy, party king, flamboyant, provocative, omnipresent. Together, they formed what many called the elite of the rap game. They collaborated, partied, signed deals, and built empires. A solid brotherhood, an alliance sealed with hits, millions, and influence. But today, as Sean Combs is overwhelmed by a tidal wave of accusations, sex trafficking, coercion, secret parties, manipulation, Jay-Z's silence sends chills. Not a word, not a statement, not even a clear sign of support or of distancing, nothing. And that silence does not go unnoticed. Some call it strategic, others suspicious. How can a man who was so close to Sean Combs, in business, in music, in private life, go completely mute while one of the industry's biggest scandals erupts in public view? Is he simply being cautious, or is he hiding a much darker truth? In the 1990s, Sean Combs was building the Bad Boy Records empire, while Jay-Z climbed the ranks with Rockefeller. They weren't just colleagues, they were brothers in arms. They were seen everywhere together. Backstage at the MTV Awards, at the iconic Hamptons White Parties, courtside at NBA games, in the most exclusive clubs. They ruled, they dominated, they set the tone. So why, now that Sean Combs is collapsing, is Jay-Z acting like he never knew him? In December 2024, a lawsuit filed by a Jane Doe sent chills down the spine. She accused Jay-Z and Sean Combs of assaulting a 13-year-old girl during an after-party in the early 2000s. The case was ultimately dismissed, judged baseless, and denounced as an attempted extortion. But the mere fact that such an accusation was made public was enough to shake the Jay-Z myth. His name was dragged through the mud, even if briefly, and it didn't stop there. In April 2025, a new complaint by Joseph Manzaro added more darkness. He claims he was drugged and sexually assaulted at a private party in the presence of Sean Combs. And he goes further. According to him, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and even Gloria Estefan were present, passive witnesses to a nightmare. Their names were quickly removed from the complaint. But the question remains, why were they mentioned in the first place? This is no longer just silence. It's a calculated erasure, a meticulous narrative control. Jay-Z isn't just quiet, he's operating behind the scenes. In March 2025, he allegedly filed a formal complaint against attorney Tony Buzbee, forcing him to step down from several cases targeting Sean Combs. Buzbee, known for going after the powerful, had dozens of files. Overnight, he backed off. This move raises a fundamental question. Is Jay-Z protecting his own secrets? Jay-Z has always been the perfect counterpoint to Sean Combs, where Combs flaunted everything. Money, excess, parties. Jay-Z cultivated mystery. Few interviews, few statements, few compromising photos. Surgical discretion, silent but formidable influence. Some whisper that this discretion hides more than just a media strategy. It may conceal links, secrets, complicity. Sean Combs is described as a man obsessed with control, who allegedly recorded everything, parties, guests, sometimes without their knowledge, to keep compromising files. The theory of widespread blackmail is gaining traction. An independent and influential voice on social media claims this system of control, influence, and fear feels like a state mechanism. Could Jay-Z be part of it? One might think these rumors will eventually fade, that Jay-Z has nothing to hide. But the problem is that silence spreads like poison. Not only is Jay-Z silent, but none of Sean Combs' close circle is speaking out. Not Beyoncé, not Ellen DeGeneres, not Oprah, not Leonardo DiCaprio, not Ashton Kutcher. All those who, just yesterday, partied with him now seem to suffer from collective amnesia, and that in itself is a red flag. When those who call themselves defenders of women, justice, and victims vanish the moment a powerful man falls, one has to ask, what did they see? What did they experience? What are they hiding? And above all, what does Shawn Combs know about them? Another rumor is swelling that Combs was addicted to surveillance, obsessed with control. It's said that at every party, cameras were installed everywhere: bathrooms, hallways, bedrooms. Every guest could be filmed at their most vulnerable or most compromising. This wasn't a simple precaution. It was, according to some sources, a domination strategy. Blackmail, capture videos, keep them locked away, hold the world hostage. Artists, businessmen, politicians, all allegedly caught in this invisible web. And in this system, Jay-Z wouldn't be a victim, he'd be part of it. That's when the most toxic names resurface. Some analysts mention Jeffrey Epstein, another man of shadows, once untouchable, also accused of building a sex-based blackmail network. Authors like Whitney Webb, in One Nation Under Blackmail, even draw links between Epstein, Shawn Combs, and possibly Jay-Z. The pattern remains the same: lavish parties, vulnerable young girls, prestigious guests, hidden cameras, and absolute silence. The question is no longer who knew, but who was in the inner circle. Even worse, some documents and testimonies speak of an organized network with codes, silence pacts, and protection from the very top. An independent journalist says, "If I speak about this publicly, my channel could be deleted. Some topics are now reserved for my private space." She alludes to Marina Abramovich, Freemasons, secret societies, ritualistic parties, and above all, institutionalized blackmail. According to these theories, some celebrities are deliberately compromised, trapped, then used by a system much bigger than Hollywood, a system that manipulates, that controls, that destroys. And Jay-Z in all this, he's the one who never flinches, the one who always stays 10 steps ahead, the one who never leaves a trace. But today, that strategy might backfire, because the more he stays silent, the more the spotlight turns on him. When your friend of 20 years is accused of human trafficking and sexual coercion, you cannot stay silent without raising suspicion. A simple statement? Nothing. A message of support? Nothing. A public distancing? Still nothing. And that vacuum? It's being filled with the worst assumptions. And it's not over. Joe Tacopina, a high-profile lawyer close to Roc Nation, recently refused to represent Shawn Combs out of loyalty to Jay-Z, but he slipped in a telling phrase: "They weren't that close." Seriously? After 20 years of friendship, deals, private parties, we're now pretending they barely knew each other? Is this an attempt to rewrite history, or a crisis strategy to erase the ties before the storm explodes? Because if just one witness speaks, if just one video emerges, if Shawn Combs decides not to go down alone, silence will no longer be enough. There will be a reckoning. There will be answers. And the Carter empire, meticulously built, could collapse like a house of cards. Meanwhile, the world is watching. And the more Jay-Z stays silent, the heavier that silence becomes. Like a confession, like an invisible truth. Because at this level, saying nothing is already saying something. The media? Hesitant. Major outlets tread lightly. Tabloids speculate, but none dare cross the line. Because Jay-Z isn't just an artist. He's an institution, a symbol of success, resilience, and legacy, a living legend. And Beyoncé? Once so close to Shawn Combs, she too is eerily silent. No message, no public reaction, no sign. Rumors once claimed she had long warned Jay-Z about Diddy, about his parties, about what happened behind closed doors. Did she try to protect him? Or is she part of the carefully orchestrated silence, a lockdown union built on image, power, and control? And perhaps that is the heart of the unease. While women speak out, while lawsuits pile up, those who once shone beside Sean Combs are silent. Hollywood, so quick to condemn, pretends not to see, and Jay-Z methodically erases his tracks. But today, the public is no longer fooled. It watches, it remembers. Because in the end, only one question will remain. When the world burned around your brother, why did you stay silent?